Hey everyone, it's Mari, and thanks so much for stopping by my channel today. I'm going to be using this really gorgeous cut file from Just Nick Studios, and it's called Leaf Cluster. I cut that out on my Cameo, and you'll see that popping in here on the layout right away. I'm just starting off with some white textured cardstock, and I'm going to be using some Vibes from Shimmerz. This color is called Snow Wayman, and I'm just going to be using the packaging technique to put down some color for my background on this white cardstock. So I just started off with that really gorgeous blue, and I'm going to add some sunset strip vibes as well right away here. And it's just a really pretty, vibrant yellow color, super shimmery and gorgeous. And these are some colors that I just recently purchased, and it's the first time I'm using them on a layout, and I absolutely love them. And I got a few other colors too. You'll be seeing those pop up on a few layouts coming up here pretty soon on my channel. And these are the only two colors of vibes that I use on this layout. These are not necessarily obviously traditional fall colors, but I really liked using these non-traditional fall colors in this layout, and I love how the layout turns out in the end. So we'll just see how it progresses here and how things work out. So I'm also using this Shimmerz paint, and it's called Winter Mist. And oh my goodness, I am absolutely in love with this one. It is so super shimmery and shiny and sparkly on the layout. So I'm actually looking forward to using this on some cards and some other projects here for Christmas projects. And it is just a really, really gorgeous color for anything that's related to winter. So I'm just going to splatter a little bit of that on there as well. And then I add more of both of those, or all three of those different products, and you can see I absolutely love them. So this has had a little bit of a chance to dry now, and I'm taking that really gorgeous leaf cluster cut file. I'm not going to back this with any patterned paper. I just really like the delicateness of it like this alone. And I'm going to glue this down, and that is going to be the base for my layout today. I had a little bit of trouble with my silhouette. I think I maybe need to switch up my blade and my cut mat, and I think that's the issue that I'm having right now with my Cameo. So hopefully I'll get that figured out here soon. And so I'm just going to take my fine line bottle, just add a little bit of liquid adhesive, and it's always good to use some liquid adhesive on top of those Shimmerz products or any mixed media products, really, just so that you can make sure that things are really going to stay stuck. I did not use any gesso on my layout today at all. I just went right down onto the cardstock, and I really love how the Shimmerz products are absorbed into the paper. There's a tiny little bit of warping, but not too bad, and I end up not backing this on any other paper, and it's fine. It's going to lay nice and flat in my album, so I was happy with that. Now you can notice that I do have this off to the side a little bit, and I like offsetting my design, my layouts in that way, in that design. And so I'm going to just take these two photographs that I've printed in black and white. They're exactly the same size and same dimensions. And I'm going to just do a really, really simple matte behind the photographs, and I'm going to offset them on top of that cut file in that way. And I really liked how that looked. I like this design. I think it's going to be nicely balanced in the end with the other things that I add to the layout. I'm going to just take a little bit of this yellow paper as well from the Maggie Holmes Gather collection and add a little bit of yellow to those photo mats besides the, I've got another pattern paper behind the photographs as my first layer, and it's that patterned paper from the Gather collection that has all of the text on it, and I love that. I bought several sheets of that because I really love having a paper in my stash that has text on it. Great for layering, for all kinds of different ways of designing your pages. So I went with that for my first layer. The second layer then is that yellow, and I'm going to put another little bit of paper behind those photos that you'll see here in a little bit. Now I'm just kind of trying to figure out what are the little bits and pieces I wanted to add for ephemera. And I also wanted to add some black spatters on here. So I just took my Posca pen, my paint pen, and I really like using this for splatters because it's so dense It is extremely opaque, and I really like that. I also took a little bit of Heidi Shine in navy and put a little bit of that darker blue on there because I want to use a little bit of navy in the layout. And to this point, I didn't have any in those different mists in the background. So I took another little piece of the Maggie Holmes Gather pattern paper, the paper with the musical notes on it. I love that. And whenever I show Jordan any of my new pattern papers, he always really, really loves anything that has that kind of a design on it. And he's in one of these photographs. So I just thought he would really like that when he sees this layout when it's all finished. So I repeated that same yellow paper over on the side. In the area that I'm just working on off to the left of the photographs. I wanted to create a little bit more of detail over on that far side to the left, just to balance the layout off a little bit more. And so I used that same musical notes paper and that yellow paper again from Maggie Holmes Gather, just to create a little bit of an interesting area over there on the left side. So you'll just see me kind of working away at sticking those papers down, and then I'll just go about starting to embellish the layout and figuring out what exactly I want to do for embellishments here to finish things up. So far I'm liking how things are looking, but I want to add some details. And you know, I'm getting better at adding details to my layouts. I feel like I am a little bit of a minimalist, and I've always been like that. It doesn't matter what I work on as far as, you know, anything artsy. I typically tend to, you know, as far as adding all of the little fine details, I find that I don't like things to be too extremely busy, but I do love all of the details. So I wanted to add more to this layout, and so this is where I came up with some ideas for adding some die cuts. I went into my stash and I grabbed some of the Pink Fresh Indigo Hills collection, and I added a few embellishments from that, and again from Maggie Holmes Gather, and also Dear Lizzie Saturday. I've got some little, I think, acetate stickers that I'm going to use here as well. So these puffy stickers are gorgeous from Indigo Hills, and I'm just going to, you know, try a few things and see what I like the looks of. I decided that I wanted to distress the papers that I've stuck down off to the side. I like the looks of that, and I feel like it goes nicely with the mixed media that's in the background with the Shimmerz products. I think it's just, you know, kind of more of a distress look, and I like that. And I think that doing that then with the papers just adds more interest and goes along with how that's going to look in the end. And I really wanted to use that die cut below the photographs that says Crazy Fun. And I'll talk a little bit about these photographs here while you're watching me do the rest of these embellishments. We had kind of a late Thanksgiving celebration here with our kids. They all came home, and we had a lot of fun, just kind of doing a bunch of, you know, playing games, and they wanted to carve pumpkins, so we carved pumpkins, and just did a lot of really fun stuff. And they're adults, but they still like to be kids. It's kind of funny, right? So we ended up, I made this really delicious cake, carrot cake, cheesecake cake actually is what it was, and it was so delicious. And we had just sort of finished having dessert, and we were sitting around the table, and I said, I want to take some pictures of you guys for scrapbooking, and they're used to me doing that. So I took a picture of Bailey and Brady, and they smiled so nice. And then I was going to take a picture of Jordan, and he, you know, from watching past videos, he's such a goofball. And his girlfriend went and got the spoon that he was eating his dessert with and put it on his nose. So that's the picture of them. And then there's the picture of the other two. So I just thought it was really cute. She put these two pictures together. It shows a little bit about their personality, and just they are all, the four of them, a whole lot of fun, and we just really enjoy their company a lot. So you can see I've added some of these acetate stickers here and there on the layout just to make it look a little more interesting. And I really like those numbers on the left side going vertically with that little ampersand in gold and a little puffy sticker. And I've also added a Felicity Jane flare button here, and just some other little bits and pieces to finish up. So I really love how this layout looked, and it all started with those Shimmerz products, which I am so in love with. And I see that they now have a few more products in their store since I ordered these ones. So I might have to indulge myself in more. So I hope you enjoyed this today, and don't forget to leave me a comment. Let me know what you're up to, and if you have any questions or comments. And thanks so much for all of you who have been subscribing to my channel. I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. And you know that I just do this purely for fun and enjoyment. And if I'm inspiring someone along the way, that's just a huge bonus for me. And I really do appreciate all of your really kind comments. So thanks so much for stopping by, and I'll see you next time on my channel. Have an amazing day. See ya. Bye-bye.